NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix. NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix Radio.
Are you here for the feeding?
NerdRemix. NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix. NerdRemix. NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix. NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix. NerdRemix Radio. NerdRemix.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
And we're live. We're doing it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Hell yeah, although by the time you hear this, it'll be recorded.
God damn it, there's a flaw in Nerd Remix's radio's plan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, is there anything else you want to tell us about grabbing our balls?
Yes, as many of you know, Cinema Wasteland Movie and Memorabilia Expo in Strongsville, Ohio. It's right outside of Cleveland. We'll be going September 30th, October 2nd. And I'll be sharing a table with Cam Scott and Thomas Berdinsky, you know, the directors of Postmodern America and the Italian Zombie Movie Part 1 and 2, respectively. We'll be pimping our trio of terror DVD. There's artwork online. Check it out on Facebook. And also, I will be doing, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, I know it's a little late at the end of the month, but hey, Cinema Wasteland isn't going to schedule a convention around her fucking birthday. I will be doing Grab Nerd Remix's balls for fun and prizes. And let me tell you guys, the prizes are still rolling in. You're going to get shit that's really cool. An autographed 8x10 by a fucking horror actor. You know, you're going to pay $20 for that at a convention. Here you're going to get it free just for grabbing some balls. Just don't grab the blue balls.
Yeah, what happens if you grab the blue balls?
You grab the blue balls, you don't win shit. But yeah, you can win cool DVDs. There's autographed stuff rolling in everyday autographed DVDs, posters, 8x10s, regular DVDs, just all kinds of shit. T-shirts, all kinds of stuff rolling in.
Wow, and you can win this for free just by grabbing some balls?
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be a Nerd Remix ball bag. I'll try to make sure it's not sweaty.
Call it a sack. It should be called a sack.
You can reach in there and you will grab a ball. And if it's not a blue ball, if it's a ball that has a number on it, you win the prize that corresponds with that number. And I will have like prizes behind our little vendor table there with, you know, just like a post-it note with 1, 2, 3, or 4 on it, and you win that prize.
You think when you walk into the convention, do you think anybody will be looking at your big sack of balls?
Probably, possibly. I'm going to have a sign about grabbing our balls for fun and prizes. But like I said, don't grab the blue balls, because blue balls are never good, Derek.
No, blue balls are really bad. You will walk away disappointed just however you get blue balls.
Absolutely. So anyway, what you got on the burner as far as reviews are coming?
Well, I just watched a movie called George, a Zombie Intervention. It's a film by J.T. Seaton. It's actually a really fun zombie film. What sucks is on the cover, it set such high hopes for it. It says, you know, the best thing since Shaun of the Dead. And when you read that, man, you're just making the film sound way better than it actually is, you know? So whenever you actually watch it, you're trying to compare it to Shaun of the Dead, and that's not a good thing. Whoever said that, I don't know what was going on through their head when they said this, but I mean, it's a good film, but you know, you can't compare it next to a zombie comedy like Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, that's the thing with the zombedy thing, you know. I think, actually, like on our website, like 6 months ago, I proclaimed the death of the zombedy. But then I saw a really quality example, Beverly Lane, which, you know, was a little different than Shaun of the Dead. But production value-wise, it doesn't actually measure up to Shaun of the Dead. But as far as laughs and you know, good stuff, it's a really good movie. But yeah, too many movies are being, you know, fucking compared to Shaun of the Dead. And the whole zombedy thing is hit or miss. I mean, I talked shit about zombies and then I went ahead and fucking made one. But, you know, there's a lot of, I think it's kind of an excuse for indie filmmakers to be like, well, let's slap some white paint on people's faces, do a bunch of poop jokes, and we got a, you know, a quality movie. That's not it, guys. Sorry.
That's one thing about this George, a Zombie Intervention. The comedy was more along the lines of Kevin Smith type comedies, besides, like, you know, just like slapsticky comedy.
Yeah, I think, you know, like a movie like Otis, or not Otis, but Fido. Did you see that?
Yeah, Fido was actually okay, but it wasn't laugh out loud. It was just more entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining because it had a look of like, you know, the 50s fucking Ozzie and Harriet type thing, and, you know, it had a heart. It wasn't just, like I said, somebody slapping some white, you know, putting black eye makeup and slapping some fucking corpse paint on some people, having them stagger around like douches and, you know, tell some poop and fart and dick jokes, you know.
Speaking of zombies, I've still been playing a game called Dead Island. It was released on the Xbox a little while back, I think about almost 2 weeks ago, and I'm still playing it today, still love it. There are a few major problems, but it doesn't deteriorate from the fun that you have with it.
I've heard that. I heard there was a few problems with it, but I've heard good things. I actually saw a commercial last night while I was watching the UFC. Yes, I do watch grown men fight in cages. But I was watching the UFC last night, and they had a commercial for a video game coming out called Rage that looks really cool. And I don't know what song was on the trailer, but it was a really cool song.
I know all about Rage. That's another game by the makers of Doom, and that's actually one I'm actually thinking about getting. Not positive, but it's on one of my wish lists.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. You know, I know shit about video games, and I was telling my wife while I was watching that commercial last night, I was like, you know what? Derek talks about how cool these video games are, and they look fucking badass. I wish I wasn't a complete inarticulate ass bag and I could actually play some of these video games, but I suck at them, so, you know.
Now, all you need to do is grab a 360, get Xbox Live, and play with me. Oh, yeah.
You gotta show me the ropes, huh?
Yeah, man. We should do our own little contest called Playing with Derek. It's like if you win, you get to play with me on Xbox Live. What a great prize!
The Grab NerdRemix thing. I was gonna do win a dream date with Derek Huey.
Oh man, as long as they pay all the way down here, buy the food, it's all good with me.
I was gonna say, okay, you pay. The person who wins has to pay for their travel expenses and their lodging expenses, but you'll take them to that bar that has like dollar beers on Tuesday, but there's like a 12 beer limit.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, definitely. They're gonna win a dream date with me. The bitch better not expect to be tipped though. Sorry, no tips.
Should I make sex a requirement, or is that just optional?
It depends who wins.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, come on. If Thomas Berdinsky won, I don't want him to be looking at me like, okay, where's the sex? I've been waiting for it.
The dice, so come on.
Alright, fine. Whoever wins, they can have sex with me.
Nice.
Yeah. I already know who I want to win. One of the horror hotties. Hopefully one of them wins.
Actually, there will be a horror hottie of the month at Cinema Wasteland.
Ooh.
Lovely. And every time I see another picture of her, I'm like, God damn. Janet J will be up there.
Ooh, nice. Tell her to win that one. Actually, rig it. Whatever number, whatever she grabs, even if it's a blue ball, say that's the dream date.
Yeah, I think she's married, but anyway, she's right up your alley. I mean, she's a horror film, and she's hot, and she's a video game nerd, like hardcore video game nerd.
If she's married, I'm pretty sure her husband will understand, you know, she's hot. I mean, come on.
Actually, check out, if you're listening to this, check out her horror hottie of the month page. There's actually a picture of her dressed as Mario on there. That's how much of a video game nerd she is. Not that that's a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Oh, it is such a good thing. I'll be her Yoshi anytime.
Nice. So anyway, speaking of horror hotties of the month, next month, October, which, you know, actually, Jessica Cameron this month is our last horror hottie of the month because we're slightly retarded here in NerdRemix. We started it in October because, and I'm just going to say that I didn't, you know, just start it up on a whim. That's because that is the month of Halloween. That's the story I'm using. But anyway, we just completed our first cycle, and hopefully I'm going to try to get it done by the first of the year. We will have a special one-off, it'll be one of a kind, NerdRemix Horror Hottie of the Month calendar, and we're going to do a contest on the website, and some lucky son of a bitch will win that, and it'll be a one-off limited edition thing, and don't show it to anybody, because I don't want to get sued for using somebody else's copyright photographs. But that being said, next month will be the start of our 2012 sequence, or our second sequence, and Melanie Denholm, a British actress, who's been in and a very fantastic movie I just watched, and I'll have a review up probably this week sometime. It's called Lady of the Dark, The Genesis of the Serpent Vampire. She was in that. She's going to be our horror hottie of the month this month, and yeah, really, really cool, really kind of a stark-looking, really nice, sexy actress. And if you saw this Lady of the Dark movie, she has a fantastic ass and a little black dress. So yeah, we're gonna have a British actress right away. Last year we had Sophia Disgrace, who, you know, really cool actress, fetish model, and everything else. And this month we're gonna start, or this year we're gonna start off with a British actress. So, and by the way, Philip Gardner's movies, yes, I'm a big fan. So don't anybody hate on me just because it gives me screeners.
I wanted to discuss about something. One is, how many Gosi movies have you seen this month? And for those of you who don't know who Gosi is, that's Bela Lugosi. And this month is Don't Fuck With The Gosi month at NerdRemix.com. It's only appropriate. Every September will be Don't Fuck With The Gosi month.
Actually, I've only watched one Gosi month, or Gosi movie this month, and that would be The Corpse Vanishes.
Oh, that's actually a fun one. That's actually a pretty good one.
It's a really well-written movie. Has a really good story, kind of a couple cool twists and everything else. I'm gonna throw in White Zombie again just because I like it, because he's so fucking hammy in that. And then I'm gonna have to watch Dracula again because I bought the big fucking leather-bound limited edition of it that they put out a few years ago.
I love that. I love that picture on the main front of the site. This bitch better have my money. And of course,
he was getting ready to smack her. He was getting ready to bitch slap her.
Yeah. My pictures. Every time I watch a Gosi film, I've been putting a picture up from that Gosi film I watched. So of course I saw Bela Lugosi meets a Brooklyn vampire. So I have the person who looks like Jerry Lewis in the picture screaming, "Dr. Zabor is in the house!" Oh God, that movie was so bad. It was embarrassingly bad.
The gorilla movie he did, that was terrible.
It was embarrassing.
Excuse me?
It was an embarrassing movie to watch.
Well, you know, they said towards the end of his career, you know, you could pretty much have him in your movie for a song, and they said, what was that one fact I saw about him where he always smoked a cigar, and in fact, if you see a lot of his publicity photos, he's always got a cigar, and he could only afford the cheap ones because he kind of missed the boat as far as riding the wave of his career because he didn't take Frankenstein, and, you know, went to Boris Karloff and yada, 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 but he smoked really cheap cigars, and he called them either El Stinkos or El Robos, which is nice.
El Stinkos. I also was watching The Phantom Creeps. Oh my God, was that was a weird one. The Ape Man, I think, was one of them. That one was horrible.
Yeah, that one is. Actually, the only old movie I watched this weekend is we got home from the football game Friday, which went double overtime, so we were home kind of late. Had a few drinks, and I popped in Reanimator, which, you know, is a classic.
That's a damn good one. One Gosi movie I saw, which was a really damn good one, which I just did for an advertisement on the site for horrorhappyhour.com, because we love those people, was The Devil Bat.
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah, Horror Happy Hour. Chris just went back to blue hair, by the way.
Oh, I know, I saw the picture. I'm like, that's way better than posting Gosi pictures.
Nice. They're you know, a lot of success over there for Horror Happy Hour. They got a really cool site, really nice looking site, and they're doing good work, man.
Yeah, and actually, they made a few Gosi pictures for us for the Don't Fuck With The Gosi month, which I will be posting up either later today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to put the video up again somewhere.
I actually posted that up whenever I first decided to do Don't Fuck With The Gosi month. I wrote, "Don't forget to watch Tom Jeezy's video reminding you personally not to fuck with the Gosi."
Yeah, because you don't want to fuck with the Gosi, man. The Gosi rules. And you know what? What's fucked up is I got on Facebook today, and you know, your little list of people that are online, Bela Lugosi was online, which is kind of creepy because the guy's been dead for, what, 40 or 50 years.
Dude, he's Dracula. Of course he's been dead, but he doesn't truly die.
True, yeah. I gotta give him that, but yeah. Nice. So anyway, trailers. I've seen the Human Centipede, the final sequence. Have you seen this trailer?
So, I haven't even watched the first movie. I'm not interested in a bunch of ass-to-mouth jokes for a whole hour and a half.
Actually, you know, you should watch the first movie, Derek. It's on streaming Netflix, at least it used to be. And there's some really good tension in that movie, some really, like, suspenseful moments. And one of the best screen villains, I think, I can't think of the Doctor's last name, but the Doctor is one of the best screen villains in a while. I mean, in my opinion, much better than whatchamafucking Saw, and I put it right up there with the dude in Wolf Creek. You know, it's kind of like iconic screen villains. You know, because you don't get that anymore. You're not getting the Freddy, the Jason, the Michael Myers anymore.
Nah, you're not. All you're getting is something stupid these days. That's what I hate about horror films these days. Mainstream horror films, they're just, if it's not a remake, then they're not doing anything that really, you know, really, like, all we have is, like, Shark Night 3D. That's, like, it, which came out this month, and that's PG-13, and from what I hear, it's fucking horrible.
Dude, I mean, could you imagine taking the advertising budget, the marketing budget they had for a piece of crap like The Box, because it had fucking Cameron Diaz in it, who, by the way, I looked up her skirt in Vegas, but besides that, just a marketing budget for that. Give that fucking bag of money to somebody like Jimmy O'Burl, or, you know, like Berdinsky even, you know, and just give them that sack full of money and say, hey, you know that script you've been sitting on? Here's the money to make it. Go make it.
Yeah.
You could end up with probably 2 or 3 killer fucking movies, just what they spent on marketing that piece of shit, you know, The Box.
Dude, if they would have given it to Berdinsky, we could have had 100 Italian zombie movies by now.
Yeah, no shit. Or 100, or like a fucking Mondo ended all apocalypse season of the Chainsaw Sally show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, really, like, these people are spending way too much money on just, this is mainstream that I'm talking about. They're spending way too much money on bullshit, and then their movie flops and they lose all this money, and it's like, fuck, man. Come on. I mean, what is it? What do you have to do to become a horror director these days? Does it mean a mainstream horror director? Do you just have to be able to produce shit every time you make something?
You gotta make like a halfway interesting looking like Wu-Tang Clan video or some shit like that.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I've been depressed lately. I've been watching the Scream Queens show. I watched all of season 1, and it's so funny. They're saying the major breakout career fucking starting role. This is what you get if you win the competition. And yet, I'm looking at the IMDb's of these people who actually won the competition. The first one, she did, you know, just a small-ass scene in Saw 6. And then the second one just did like a 2-second role in Saw 7.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It's like the whole Mad Men casting thing that they were doing, the contest. I don't know who fucking won it, but a lot of people are posting on Facebook. That's great to try to get your foot in the door there, but, you know, somebody does something on that Scream Queens show, major breakthrough role, and, like, what was it, the last season of that, they had Debbie Rochon on for a second, and that's somebody who's done a lot of work that you can respect, who's making a living as an indie horror actress, and, it's like, why would you even want a bit part? Wouldn't you want to just fucking work your way up and build your reputation? I know there's a limited shelf life for an actress, okay? If you're a hot actress, you got maybe 18 to, let's be kind and say, mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
Where you can play certain roles. But why would you put yourself through that just to, you know, and great, that's great exposure for them, and I realize that's why a lot of actresses do reality shows. Okay, it's great exposures. My name is in a lot of people's mouths, you know, when people cast these films. But you know what? You get somebody like Deneen Melody springs to mind, who's done a lot of quality indie work, and she's got a lot of talent. And, you know, she's going to actually probably go farther than these people. I mean, she's doing that TV show, The Playboy Club, now, and I'm sure she got that because some of the people saw the powerful performances she did in, you know, indie films. Not because she was on Scream Queens and she did a 6-second cameo, which is basically what it amounts to, and, you know, a Saw sequel that's at the end of the fucking cycle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Though the one thing I love about the Scream Queens, though, is the situations that they have to record for their tests or whatever are actually like, I would love to see those movies. But yet, they don't make movies like that. And the person who actually won never became a Scream Queen. She never became shit. And I bet you all the other actors, I mean, what I don't understand is since when was Saw about good acting? I mean, after the third one, all the acting was shit. I mean, let's be serious. The Saw movies were never known for acting or its story. It was known for one thing and one thing only: gore.
Well, you know, Shawnee Smith did quality work in the Saw movies. What's the dude that played Jigsaw? I can't think of his fucking name. Tobin Bell, which, you know, basically he just mugged for the camera and used a cryptic voice. And I think probably the best actor in the whole Saw series is Donnie Wahlberg, who was a former New Kid on the Block, but hey, he's got acting chops, you know. And he's not a pretty boy anymore, but he played the detective in what 3, 5, and something else. But yeah, you know, and then the whole Scream Queen thing. What nowadays you read a horror script and all of a sudden you're a Scream Queen.
Aren't you the Scream King now?
Yeah, that's where my Scream King Tom Gleba thing came from. I figured, fuck it. I was, you know, I made a movie. I'm not in it. But then I made my short art film, which is a complete joke. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm a Scream King now.
So can I be a Scream King? Because I was actually
in it. Oh yeah,
in
you can. You were in 2 movies.
Yeah. I'm a Scream King.
Hey, you screamed in one. So yeah, you're a Scream King. I mean, apparently that's all it takes.
Well, you know, one thing I will definitely say, Debbie Rochon is a B-movie Scream Queen. Definitely.
Absolutely. Debbie Rochon, Lydia Quigley, Brink Stevens, fucking, wow, I can't believe her name just escaped me.
Well, I want to remember is what did
Jamie Lee Curtis, that's a fucking Scream Queen.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is definitely like the first Scream Queen. But what I want to remember is where is Brink Stevens from? What made her famous? I mean, I know her in a bunch of roles like Caesar and Otto Summer Camp Massacre, and I believe she was even in Silent Night, Zombie Night. I could be wrong with that. I probably am wrong with that.
I actually just reviewed a movie with her about a month ago, Demon Divas and the Lanes of Damnation. Check her IMDb and see some of her work in the 80s. She did a lot of stuff in the 80s, a lot of low-budget stuff in the 80s. I think, I'm not
She was actually in George's Intervention, the zombie intervention movie I was telling you about.
Oh, was she?
Yep. Definitely.
You know, she's been in a lot, she was in a lot of low-budget stuff in the 80s. And, you know, I would give her, she's another one I would give the Scream Queen, you know, title to. But there's a lot of women who are just, you know, billing themselves as Scream Queen, and I don't know, to me it just doesn't fit.
Well, on this note, should we end today's episode?
Hang on, I'm looking up Brink Stevens' IMDb right now.
I'm already there. She's on the Slumber Party Massacre.
Oh yeah, that's what she pretty much became famous for. Was the Slumber Party Massacres movies, and then wow, she was in a lot of stuff back in the day, man. Oh.
I want to see Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity.
Wow, I can't believe she was. I did not see her in This Is Spinal Tap. Wow. I have Soul Survivor. I've never watched it. She was in Body Double. Wow, and Three Amigos. Crazy.
She was in Munchie? I remember
yeah,
Munchie.
Naked Gun, too. Wow. I gotta check out her most of her. Yeah, okay, she's a Scream Queen. I'll give her that.
Yeah. I'll give her Scream Queen status.
Anyway, what would be... I'm just throwing this out here. What would be your, you know, words of wisdom this week?
You should always pretend to be the main actor in Nightmare City, because no matter what happens, if somebody dies, if it's your birthday, if you just won the lottery, your face will always be the same. You'll have the greatest poker face ever.
And with that, we'll wind this up.
Alright, thanks for listening.
Enjoy.
Hey everybody, this is Derek from NerdRemix.com, and today we have Jason Christopher and Deven Lobascio, the writer, director, and producers of a new movie coming out. And what exactly is this new film called, sir?
It's called Down the Road. It's an upcoming horror movie.
What's the plot about?
The movie's about a group of college students escape their troubled lives, but only to fight for their lives from a revenge-seeking madman.
That's it? That's a quick plot, man. Does it go deeper than that?
Synopsis if I wanted to go into depth with it. I was just trying to sell people real quick.
Alright, well, go a little bit farther into it. Let the people know what exactly they're in for if they're going to watch this movie.
Alright, so there's this guy, Hunter Ist, who witnesses the most distracting and upsetting event of his whole life, and pretty much it makes him just go off and kill a lot of people, but there's a lot more into it. There's a lot more character development where you actually feel bad for the characters and you kind of don't want them to die, so it kind of makes it all that much better. And then halfway through the flick there is this amazing scene that makes you just turn the tables and vote for the killer.
Yeah? That sounds actually pretty interesting. Now, one thing that I think our fans would want to know is there gore?
Absolutely.
like on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say it's pretty graphic, or would you say it's pretty on the tame side?
Like to me, I don't think it's that much. I think it's a lot, but I made the movie as like an homage more towards like how Friday the 13th or like Halloween was, and there wasn't that much gore, but through certain circumstances and stuff like that, and how like a lot of people nowadays, they're not used to that. They just want to see the gore for fun and all that jazz. So there's enough in there, and since for me seeing it a lot, I'm just like, it's whatever. But everybody that I show it to, they're always turn their heads at the right parts where it's all gory and stuff, so I guess it's gory.
Alright, so you would say that fans of Friday the 13th would probably be into this movie?
Excuse me?
You could say that fans of Friday the 13th would probably be into this movie?
Absolutely. The original writer, Victor Miller, who wrote the original Friday the 13th movie, he actually mentored Down the Road script.
Oh, nice. So is that your only inspiration, or was there other films that inspired you to make this?
There's plenty of films that got me inspired to make this, and personal life things that got me inspired to write this movie. But like I'm a huge fan of like Tarantino and 70s and 80s horror movies, and like Robert Rodriguez, Kevin Smith, Edgar Wright, Paul Thomas Harrison. They're all my favorite directors, and there's a little bit of all that I think in this flick. So
they're your favorite directors, and they're also my favorite directors. I love 70s exploitation films. It's the late 60s.
Oh yeah.
So this film is actually going to be released at a few conventions, you said, right?
Well, we have 3 film festivals that we're in already, and we're waiting for a whole lot more to hear back from. But so far, we got the Killer Film Fest in Massachusetts. We screen November 6th that day. October 27th, we close out the Horror Quest in Atlanta, Georgia, followed by the after party of the whole event, which will be fun. And we have World Horror Convention in Salt Lake City, Utah, early next year. So.
Alright, that doesn't sound too bad. One thing I want to know is how, Clint Howard is in this film, right?
Yeah.
So how was it like working with Clint Howard?
I thought it was great for the directing aspect. I mainly talked to him a little bit before we shot, and then, obviously directed him the day that he was in and stuff like that, and the scenes that he was in. But I'll actually let Deven talk about this one because he organized the whole thing, which was amazing. So here, I'll let him talk about that. What's up, man?
What's up, Devin? I was about to wonder when you were going to come on.
Oh, you didn't give me a chance. You didn't give me a chance to speak yet.
I was preparing my last question for you, saying, "What's up?"
No, but working with Clint Howard was a pretty good experience. We had to find a pretty good classic cameo for the film, someone who made a lot of sense for the horror industry. And Jason gave me a array of names, and it pretty much came down to me having to pick the perfect one. And Clint Howard was the guy that we wanted to go with because we know he had a lot of projects coming out this year, including The Dilemma and a couple other movies. But yeah, he was great to work with, and he's a good friend of mine. And you know, sometimes we talk about fantasy football. Luckily, it was week 1 this week.
I just have one more question, and that is there a release date or a date which y'all sort of have in mind to release this out to the general public to own?
Yeah, here in Voorhees, New Jersey, we're going to be having the first advanced screening. It's going to be a test screening for everyone to take a look at it. It's going to be at Rave Motion Pictures, which is right in Voorhees, New Jersey. And that's going to be on October 20th. And then after that, we hit the festival route. And then after that, hopefully we'll be talking to companies.
All right. Well, thank you very much for answering a few questions. Is there anything you want to tell the audience before we let you go?
Go on YouTube and just type in Down the Road official trailer or Down the Road teaser trailer. And I'm pretty sure it's the first one that pops up. Check them out. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your girlfriend, boyfriend. I swear, it's one of those flicks where if you're just watching with a chick or a guy, you're gonna easily get laid afterwards.
So, and you guarantee this? You guarantee that I will see some action if I take somebody to see this movie?
I'm pretty positive. I think so. At least I hope.
Just remind me not to bring my mom.
But I'll guarantee. Hopefully, you know what? You might get a nice kiss out of it or something.
Yeah, just remind me not to bring my mom to this film. Okay, that's kind of disgusting, man. But anyway, thanks for answering a few questions with us. We really enjoyed it.